What's going on, everybody? This is your tour guide around the SWAC C Wells coming at you with another video today. Y'all make sure y'all lock in with us. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and become a part of the SWAC Talk family by becoming a member. 99 cents gets you a membership to the YouTube channel. We have special perks coming at you. We're going to be dropping special members only videos and shorts. I'm going to have rants and reactions to different things that I want to put there. So if you want to get everything, man, become a member of the Swag Talk crew for 99 cents and get down, man. And so we're going to still be bringing y'all a lot of stuff, swag smoke and everything like that, and all our normal videos. But we also bring y'all that membership tier. So get down with that. Check out the Facebook and Instagram, both Swag Talk, Twitter Swag Talk 76. And now let's get on with the show, man. Let's do it.
Bojo God. Wednesdays, Sundays, catch the ride. Football, hoops, we breaking wide. Stats and facts, truth on high. SWAT talk where the combos real. From Texas to Florida, we seal the deal. Just pull up, the vibes are real. Chopping it up, we spin the wheel. Hit the corner of the field, we strategize. Breaking the game down, no disguise. Play by play, we analyze. I wear sharp, we magnify. SWAT talk where the combos real. From Texas to Florida, we seal the deal. Just pull up, the vibes are real. Chopping it up, we spin the wheel. Wednesdays, heat, Sundays, ignite. We talking legends shining bright. Back and forth, day or night. This the plug, we bring the light. SWAT talk with the combos real. From Texas to Florida, we seal the deal. Cats pull up, the vibes are real. Chopping it up, we spin the wheel. Wednesdays, heat, Sundays, ignite. We talking legends shining bright. Back and forth, day or night. This the plug, we bring the light. SWAT talk with the combos real. From Texas to Florida, we seal the deal. Cats pull up, the vibes are real. Chopping it up, we spin the wheel.
All right, everybody, what is going on, man? How y'all doing? Welcome to today's edition of Swag Talk, the show we cover the swag inside and out. I am your tour guide around the swag C Wells coming at you, and today we're gonna go over the SWAC HBCU GO TV schedule and the preseason all SWAC teams. They put this out early. They put this out to 2 days before media day. So we're gonna go ahead and jump on it, and we're gonna not waste any time, man. So let's go ahead and jump into the HBCU GO TV schedule. I got a couple slides on the screen, and we'll go through this. So, first game of the season on HBCU Go is on Saturday, August 30th. 3 p.m. Eastern Time is Hampton at Jackson State. Again, can be seen on HBCU Go, followed by September 6th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, Alcorn at Alabama A&M. Also on HBCU Go, September 6th, September 13th at 5 p.m. is Miles at Alabama State. That game can be seen on the Griot, followed by Saturday, September 20th, which is Edward Waters at Bethune-Cookman. That game can be seen on HBCU Go. Next up, we have Saturday, September 27th, Alabama State at Florida A&M, 3 p.m. kick, HBCU Go. September 27th at 7 p.m. So we have a double header of sorts. September 27th, 7 p.m. is the Southern Heritage Classic. Alcorn State versus Arkansas Pine Bluff. That game can be seen on the Griot, followed by Saturday, October 4th, Alabama A&M versus Jackson State in the Gulf Coast Challenge. Um, 5 p.m. kickoff, HBCU Go. Saturday, October 11th, 3 p.m. kick, North Carolina Central at Florida A&M. That game can be seen on HBCU Go. followed by Saturday, October 18th. We have Prairie View taking on Southern in Baton Rouge. 5 p.m. kickoff, HBCU Go, followed by October 25th, which is Jackson State at Grambling in Las Vegas. That game can be seen at 6 p.m. Eastern on HBCU Go. Next up, we have Saturday, November 1st, 3 p.m. kickoff, Alcorn State at Texas Southern, HBCU Go, followed by November 8th, 3 p.m., Florida A&M at Arkansas Pine Bluff, HBCU Go. Saturday, November 15th at 1 p.m., Saturday, November 15th at 1 p.m., Bethune-Cookman at Jackson State. That game can be seen on the Grill, followed by Saturday, November 22nd, 1 p.m., Arkansas Pine Bluff at Alabama State on the Grill. And Saturday, November 22nd, 3 p.m. is Alabama A&M at Texas Southern on HBCU Go. So that rounds up the HBCU Go schedule. And honestly, everybody is represented except for Valley, as far as I can tell. Um, so typically they typically have quite a few games on either HBCU Go or the Grill, but this year they don't have any. There's a couple non-conference FCS matchups. There's a couple D2 matchups. There's some classics. There's some at least one homecoming on the schedule. So that this is a pretty good mix. I think they did pretty good job of putting this together. I wouldn't have minded seeing a couple more double headers, but one is good, and they give you a great game, I think, in the beginning, and then a classic to close it out. So I think that's a pretty solid Saturday, September 27th. And so I think I think they got some pretty good games. So y'all make sure y'all check them out. The production and everything is typically pretty good on HBCU Gold games. So you should get a pretty good, pretty good evening or afternoon watching SWAC football. So that is our HBCU Gold TV schedule. Whenever the ESPN schedule drops, if it hasn't already, then we'll of course cover that. Next up is the preseason all conference teams. We'll start with the first team defense. Um, and basically, what I want to also do is I want to go ahead and kind of say between the first and second team defenses, I had 16 correct out of the group. I did substitute an extra defensive back instead of extra linebacker. So, that I missed on that. But of those of those 10 defensive backs, I had seven made the list. So I think I did pretty solid there. Um, all four of the linebackers I picked made the list, and basically, five of the eight defensive linemen that I picked made the list. So I thought I did pretty solid. I'm not trying to toot my own horn or nothing, but I thought I did pretty solid. So let's look at the first team defense. Um, we have Kelby Givens from Southern, who is also the preseason defensive player of the year. Jeremiah Williams from Jackson State also makes the list. Bryce Cage from Grambling is also on the first team defensive line, followed by uh, Davion Westmoreland from Florida A&M, linebackers Demarion Edwards from Alcorn, Vincent Page from Southern, and Nayron Jenkins from Florida A&M. Defensive backs Keen Lewis from Alabama State, Antoine Watts, Bethune-Cookman, and T.J. Huggins from Florida A&M, and Horatio Johnson from Southern. So that rounds out the first team defense. Next up is the did I skip? Uh, Next up is the first team specialist, and those are I actually got all three of these correct. Gerardo Beza from Jackson State is the kicker. Johnny Schifano is the punter, and Travis Terrell is the return specialist from Jackson State. Schifano from Grambling. All right, here's the first team offense. I had my slides out of order, but it's all gravy. First team, let's see, between the first and second team offenses, I had 16 picks correct. Um, I had six of the first team players correct. I threw on a flex player as well because I wanted to give other give some guys an opportunity who I didn't think would make it. So that was that. And I had one glaring omission that I have no idea how I missed this guy. And so I want to apologize to the JSU fans and to Marvin Landy. I don't know. I doubt he's watching, but I want to apologize to him. I don't know how I left him off my list, and I included somebody who really should not have been on there. So I want to definitely apologize for that. That was just a total oversight on my part. I don't even know how I did that with everything that I did putting this list together. A guy like that should never slip through the cracks. So I definitely want to apologize for that. But onward and upward. So let's take a look at the first team offense. We have Jacoby and Morgan from Jackson State at quarterback, Ja'Cory and Sewell and Thad Franklin at running backs from Alcorn and Florida A&M respectively. Now the offensive line, I ain't gonna lie, offensive line told me up because you just never really know, so you're kind of grasping at straws. But when you look at the overall group, um, I I was able to come up with 6 out of 10 on the offensive line. So between the first and second team, so that's not bad for kind of pulling names out of thin air to make the offensive line group. So a little bit more than half, 60%, not bad. Hey, so, not bad there. But let's run through the first team offensive linemen. We have DeAndre Towns Blue from Jackson State, Charles Davis from Florida A&M, Ashton Grable from Florida A&M, Ronald Brown, Alcorn, Desmond Daniels from Alabama State rounds out the offensive line. Wide receivers, we have a duo from actually all three pass catchers are Jackson State guys. The two wide receivers, Nate Rembert and Jonas Fortillion, and Marvin Landy at tight end rounds out that group. Again, I don't know how I left that guy out. That didn't sit right with me, even though I just didn't even realize it. So I don't like that, but mistake was made, and now we move on. Next up is the second team offense. We have quarterback Cam Ransom, running back Lamaje McDowell from Prairie View, Cam Ransom from Bethune-Cookman, BJ Curry from Pine Bluff is the other running back. Offensive linemen are Quavion Davis from Jackson State, Cameron Smith, Alabama State, Taj Martin, Grambling, Desmond Penn, Alabama State, and Tyrell Lawrence, Alabama A&M. Wide receivers are Malik Huggins from Bethune-Cookman, Trenton Leary from Texas Southern, and Dupree Fuller from Southern. I did have Trenton Leary as my flex guy on my second team, so I'm going to give myself a little credit for that. But definitely a group of all deserving guys. One thing I do want to say about this list is honestly, there's nobody on this list who I could even debate should be on here. Now, I mean, somebody's always going to have a gripe. But for me, the majority of these guys, I don't really have any gripe that they're on here. There might be a couple guys who I think should be first team that's not, and I'll get to one of them in a second. But nothing egregious. It's not like that guy didn't make first team, so this list is garbage or anything like that. It just, I had a couple guys at first team, and they didn't make it, but it is what it is. Let's go to the second team defense. We have Demarcus Thompson from Texas Southern and defensive lineman Adrian Hall, Bethune-Cookman, James Gardner Jr. from Florida A&M, and Nick Glenn from Alabama A&M rounds out the defensive line. Reed Pulliam from Jackson State and Ashton Taylor from Jackson State are your linebackers, along with Malik Stinnett from Bethune-Cookman. Like I said, I had Reed Pulliam as a first team guy. I thought he definitely would be that, but obviously he's not as far as the conference goes. But I still think he's a first team guy. But it's nothing I want to argue over. Defensive backs: Shamar Hawkins from Jackson State, Blake Davis from Grambling, Herman Bristol III from Florida A&M. I mean from Florida A&M. Herman Bristol III from Southern, and Jamil Sanders from Florida A&M round out the defensive backfield. Three. out of my four, three out of the four defensive backs on second team were first team guys for me. Again, not a big deal. If you watch my show from yesterday, actually, I said between Horatio Johnson and Herman Bristol, you could probably flip either one of them guys first team and the other one second team. You know, I thought they were kind of interchangeable, but they probably went with numbers for the first team guy over the second team guy. Second team specialist. Oddly, they did not put a second team return specialist. Um, so the place kicker is Trey Gliff from Pine Bluff, and Jeremy Ramirez is the punter from Texas Southern. Now I don't have any problem with Trey. You know that's a guy. You know I think had a really good season last season, and I said yesterday there were multiple guys who could get their second team kicker spot. I think it was up with like three or four who could have gotten that spot, but you know, I mean, Trey is at media day. He's the only specialist at media day. Why not? You know, and that's not why. I don't think that's why he made the team. Like I said, he had a really solid season. I thought some guys had a little bit better, but he's gonna probably be a busy guy for Pine Bluff this season. So um, he did deserve to make it. Again, I didn't really see anybody who should not have been on this list. Like I said, I didn't do three linebackers. I did two. So the two other linebackers that made it. I don't have any problem with them, especially Edwards from Alcorn. I think that guy is a guy who can be very disruptive. So that is our first and second team all conference list and our HBCU Go TV schedule. Um, put it all together today. Like I said, I was surprised they dropped this, but they dropped it, so we covered it. We'll be back on Wednesday for media day. For media day recap Wednesday evening sometime. Won't be live, just gonna be a recorded show. And Thursday we'll do our Swag Smoke live show, 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern. Back on a weekly basis. We'll be all about media day on Thursday, so y'all definitely keep it locked with us and we will catch y'all on the rebound. Peace.